So this is my artifact. It's a game of Jeopardy. My standard is copyright and creative credit. Basically how the game is going to be played is in a class. Depending on how many students you have, you can break your students up into groups of 4 or 5, even 3. It really doesn't matter, just depending on how many students is in the class. I'll do 5. And then you pick the teams, whichever ones you want. I'll just pick the first 5. You can do a tutorial on how to play if somebody in the class wants to do that, or the teacher wants to show them that. And you start the game, and I use the standards in the lesson plan, which the first standard is identify art and artifacts from major movements and time periods. Basically, I use that to put examples in the game of different examples of copyright infringement and plagiarism. This isn't from a movement in a time of like timeline, but this is an example of copyright infringement, so I did that. And then here's an example of a historic writer plagiarizing. That's a movement from a time period. And just more examples of that. And then also, to demonstrate personal responsibility for copyright infringement and plagiarism, I just added that plagiarism is criminal activity to the end of each answer that has plagiarism or copyright infringement as an answer. So infringement, which is copyright or criminal activity. And then also I added some key terms. The key terms for the lesson plan were copyright, plagiarism, infringement, and fair use. I used all those. I just put the definition of them here, and then the answer, which the students wouldn't have to answer. I have copyright and all that, all the key terms here. For this section, I added videos, the links to them, and then I would just have the students share 3 ideas about the video, and that would give them the points from 100 to 400. And then also, to teach the students how to avoid the different things that they learned in these sections, I did an avoiding plagiarism section. So I would basically explain something that like is good to use when avoiding plagiarism. So for this, it's paraphrasing, and then they would read the question and then have to answer what that was. And for this, it was paraphrasing. Another one is referencing, or using a reference, so like referencing a website or an article, and that's going through that. That's basically all the standards I from the lesson plan I used in here. For the final Jeopardy on here, I use the standard of identifying a movement from a time that has to do with copyright. So I gave them an example that is somewhat difficult, so that's why I put it for the final Jeopardy, about a photographer who had his photo copied and made into a sculpture and sold. And basically I just explained how it was brought to court, and that at the end of it, it was decided that it was copyright infringement. So if they said that it was copyright infringement, yes, that it was, then they would get that final Jeopardy question correct. And then you get the winner. So that's basically how the artifact works. Yeah.